Good morning, everyone. I am Michelle the Introvert, and I'm up pretty early this morning. I have a project that I want to do before the heat of the day comes in. I normally don't use the oven very much during the summer, but there's some potatoes that I want to get used up and some other vegetables that I want to get used up. So I'm thinking about making a shepherd's pie. And that requires the oven, as you all know. But I really don't want to turn the oven on in the heat of the day. I don't want to turn the oven on at supper time just because it's too hot. So here I am early in the morning in the cool of the day. And I want to do that project. I can turn the oven on, get everything done before it gets too hot in this house. So you can join me today. That would be great. I'd love to have the company. Come on along. I'll show you what I picked up at the store about a week ago. And I had put it in the freezer. In fact, I bought 3 of them. I went into Superstore to do some grocery shopping. And I found this here. I'll show you. Take a look at the sticker. I'm wearing my reading glasses so I can read what that says. Enjoy tonight, 50% off. Marked price. That's what that says. And the regular price was $15.38. So I got it for around $7. So I did quite well. Now normally people, when they're making shepherd's pie, they usually put in like tomatoes or tomato soup for the flavoring, and I've done that a lot. But this time I'm going to do something different for the flavoring. Mushroom soup. But also I want to use up these mushrooms. They need to get used up. So I'm going to put those in as well. And it's going to make a nice flavor, and it'll make a nice change too. So I peeled a lot of potatoes. There they are there. And I'm just going to take a quick peek at what time it is. It's almost like a race against the heat, so to speak. All right, it's 7:30. 7:30 in the morning. So I'm just about to put the potatoes on, get them boiling. Get them all washed up. Get them all nice and clean before I cook them. And my hands are washed, of course. I have some carrots that I'm cutting up to put in the shepherd's pie, but also I'm going to add turnip and some of this cabbage, so it's going to have a really nice flavor. My potatoes are here cooking, and in the back I have my cabbage. This here, I've got a combination of carrots and turnip. They're sharing a pot, so that's okay. And in the back, I have some green and yellow beans, and they're pretty much cooked. So I'm going to take these off. Whoop. Whoop. Let me just fix this here. Turn this down a bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And lastly, I have this pot that I'm going to put on shortly. It has a mixture of a whole bunch of variety of frozen vegetables. So that's going to go in as well. So I have my vegetables cooking on the stove. And it won't be long and I'll put the frying pan on with the hamburger, the mushrooms, and a green pepper that I have that I want to use up. And in the background you can probably hear my washing machine. It's going to be a nice day, so I'm going to put some laundry on the clothesline. I'm looking at the clock here on the stove. It is 8:12 in the morning, so I'm making really good time, everybody. Oh, gotta go. I want to show you something very interesting that my daughter Stacy gave to me. Everything's okay back there. Move the cover a little bit. Oh, it's good. I want to show you something that my daughter Stacy gave me. Look at these. These are rainbow bagels. Look at the colors. Pretty neat, eh? Have you guys seen these before? I'm gonna have one for breakfast this morning. This is what it looks like on the inside. Look at the beautiful colors. And this is the other half. I'm gonna have, I usually when I have a bagel I just have half. I have half one morning and the other half the next morning. And I intend to put either peanut butter or honey on this. It'll taste really nice. I thought you guys would find that interesting, especially for those who haven't seen these before. I hadn't seen them before till Stacy showed me. She bought me some and gave them to me, and I thought, wow, this is great. I gotta show you guys. I have the green pepper and mushrooms in this pan, and I have some hamburger in here. I added just a little bit of water, as you can see, just so it wouldn't burn. And all the vegetables are cooked. So I think I'm going to mash the potatoes right now. And it's not going to take the hamburger long to cook, or those in the back. So we're doing really well. While the hamburger back there is cooking, and the mushrooms and green pepper, what I've done is I've taken this pan here, this nice roasting pan, but it doesn't have to be a roasting pan for you to use. And I put some margarine in there, just so everything won't stick while it's cooking. And I took my mushroom soup and put it in this bowl here. I put it in here with my hands shaking a little, so don't mind that. I put 3/4 of a can of water in here with the mushroom soup. Now I'm going to show you. I'll try not to spill. You guys see that? You see it in there? And notice, of course, notice the vintage, which I love. That goes without saying, right? So I have the mushroom soup in here. Please don't mind the washing machine in the background there. It's on spin cycle. I have the mushroom soup in here with the 3/4 of a can of water and stirred it really well. Let's see if you can see that okay. And I intend to pour this in with my hamburger once it's all cooked. The hamburger is coming along really, really well. Those are cooked, so I have the burner off. I have it turned off. And it won't be long, and we'll add the mushroom soup plus those I'll be putting in there. And notice my vintage fork. I love vintage. These were given to me. I have a whole set and I love them. Anything vintage, I love. Anything retro, I love. Okay, that's looking really good here, guys. It won't be long now. some of the mashed potatoes go into this pan here. I just put the mushrooms and green peppers in with the hamburger. Everything's all cooked through. Now I'm going to put this here, mushroom soup, in this frying pan. Look how nice that looks. And I'm going to give it a good stir. There, it is all mixed in together. And now I will put this in my pan. And I also set my oven on to 375. Looks pretty good, everyone. I'll show you what it looks like inside. So I've got the mashed potatoes, some of the mashed potatoes at the bottom, and I put the hamburger here on top. That looks good. It is 9:05 a.m. and I will show you where we're at as far as the shepherd's pie. I have all of the vegetables in there. The mixed vegetables, the cabbage, the green and yellow beans, and the turnip and carrots are also in there as well, on top of the hamburger. So our next step is to put the rest of the mashed potatoes on the very top. I have all the mashed potatoes put on the shepherd's pie. I'll show you. So all I have left to do now is get a cookie sheet out and put the shepherd's pie on the cookie sheet and put it in the oven. So I'm going to put it in the oven now. I'm looking at the clock. It is 10 after 9. So that's good. We'll keep an eye on it for half an hour and we'll just see where it goes from there. The shepherd's pie is in the oven and I think I'm going to make myself a coffee and that bagel I was showing you earlier. It's already in the toaster, so it's time to have some breakfast. For a single cup of coffee, which is what I have here. This is how I make it. I've got my kettle here, and I just pour this inside. I'll have to fix that filter just a second here. I don't want a big pot of coffee because I just want one coffee. I hear a blue jay outside, and I'm drinking from a blue jay mug this morning. There. And that filters down into my mug. And the washing machine is going again. I'm gonna have to put my clothes on the clothesline here as soon as I'm done my rainbow bagel. I've got peanut butter on there and some honey that I bought from the Yarmouth farmer's market. So that's coming along good. I thought you guys might like to see this because not very many people have these. I'm lucky to have one. Take a look inside. See? It's very convenient and practical. And with my coffee, I need just a little bit of sugar. Notice the Tupperware. I love vintage Tupperware. So I've got my sugar in this. Put some of that in. Just a little bit of sugar. Vintage spoon. I'm sorry, I just love vintage. It just has so much character. I'm very happy to have it. It's so nice to have. And I've been keeping my eyes open, like at yard sales. And there's my stirring. Stirring. I keep my eyes open at yard sales or thrift stores or different things like that. Sometimes people give me things too. Like, I'm always like so thankful. Cream. I like a little bit of cream in my coffee. Just a little. I like it kind of like a certain color. I like it that color. So I'm just going to go quickly now and have my breakfast, and then I've got some clothes to put on the clothesline. So I'll be right back, everybody. I'd like to show you a couple of things that my daughter had made. My daughter Stacy. She had made one of these here for my husband Gerald. And Gerald really likes Superman. So she made him one of those. Isn't it nice? I'll put it, this is where it usually goes, is right there. And then for me, guess what she made for me? Can you guess? Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. She made one of these for me, and I love it. It's a treasure. And I put it in a very special place. I have a very good daughter. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. How's that? A little bit of attention. That's all she needed. Just a little bit of attention. Right, Nancy? Just a little side note that I thought I'd mention. When I was cooking the mixed vegetables and the cabbage and the green and yellow beans, as well as the turnip and carrots, I had to go through my mind just to think of them all. When I cooked all of those things and then drained them, I didn't get rid of the water that it was cooked in. Instead, what I did is I put it in a container and let it cool down, because I intend to also put it in smaller containers and freeze it, because it'll make a nice soup base for another time. I didn't put the potato water in this bowl. I just put the other vegetables in this bowl. So I thought that you might like to know that as a side note, because there's so much nutrients in this here. It's quite a big bowl, but there's a lot of nutrients in that vegetable water. So I thought, it's probably a good idea just to put it in smaller containers and freeze it and use it as a soup base for later on. It is now, well, I was going to say that's the time, but that's not the time. The temperature's at 375. It is now 10:15 a.m. and I'm going to take a look at the shepherd's pie. Woo! Sorry about that, everybody. Forgot about the steam for a second. We'll let that steam go away here. That looks pretty good, you guys. 10:15 and she is done. So I'm going to take it out, put it on the counter. The shepherd's pie is done and it looks very good. It turned out quite well. I'm going to let that cool down. And it is now starting to get quite warm outside, so it got done just at the perfect time. I'm going to let that cool down, and that's what we're going to have for supper tonight, is that shepherd's pie. We'll just put some in the microwave for supper, and away we go. For those of you who are curious like I am, I want to see what the shepherd pie looks like inside. So let's take a look here. Look at that. Look at those vegetables. That's what it looks like down inside. Look at that. In all its juicy goodness. And that's what we're having for supper tonight. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Well, everybody, thank you for spending the morning with me. I have a few other things I have to do today for errands, but I hope you all have a fantastic day. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and until we meet again on my next journey, which will be soon. So you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye. I'm just doing the dishes. Trying to get things spick and span again in my kitchen. Just doing the last of the pots.